Here is the manifesto of the Indomitable Lions for the Pan-African Liberation of Cameroon, Lilipac. We, signatories of this manifesto, come to inform Cameroonian opinion and the entire world of the creation of the Movement of Indomitable Lions of the Pan-African Liberation of Cameroon, Lilipac, on April 10th, 2025, to put an end to the dictatorship of the Paul Biya regime and activate a period of integral popular transition towards a new Pan-African Federal Republic of Cameroon. Considering that from the end of the 50s, the French colonial power organized rigged elections to impose its lackeys at the head of Cameroon and consequently organized the massacre of more than 1 million Cameroonians to crush the independent movement of the Union of Cameroon Populations, UPC. Considering that upon his accession to the head of the government of Cameroon, Mr. Amadou Ahidjo and his companions from the Cameroonian Union, then from the Cameroonian National Union, successively organized rigged elections to remain at the head of Cameroon for almost 25 years, between 1958 and 1982. Considering that from 1982 to this year, 2025, that is to say for more than 42 years, the CPDM regime of Paul Biya, coming like that of Ahidjo from the tie of French neocolonialism, has never deigned to organize the slightest free, fair, transparent, and equitable election to appoint the rulers of Cameroon. Considering that this chronic lack of institutional legitimacy, particularly with leaders who never account for their actions before our people, is one of the root causes of the triumph of mass poverty, violence, division, and despair among the current population of Cameroon. Considering the absence of any possibility of political change within the current institutional framework, with the confiscation of the security forces, the territorial administration, the electoral administration, the judiciary, the public media, and the chancelleries by the sole control of the CPDM regime of Paul Biya. We decide as follows. We have come to the conviction that only a transpartisan, trans-ethnic, trans-regional, and trans-religious popular mobilization inspired by the ideology of revolutionary Pan-Africanism and the cardinal values of truth, justice, and solidarity, which constitute the foundation of African tradition, can save Cameroon from the descent into the total chaos that threatens it. We have come to the conviction that it is only by seeing ourselves as daughters and sons of the same multi-millennial Black African people that we can escape the mental enclosures of state tribalism and opposition tribalism conceived by the enemies of African sovereignty to keep us in the division that allows foreign powers to better rule over us. We therefore call on Cameroonians from the major cities of Marwa, Garwa, Gaoundéré, Yaoundé, Bafoussam, Bamenda, Bertoua, Buea, Douala, and Bolova. Cameroonians from all secondary cities, the countryside and the diaspora of Africa, Europe, Asia, America, the islands of the great Atlantic and Indian Oceans, to immediately, massively, promptly, and in solidarity form groups of indomitable lions of the Pan-African Liberation of Cameroon, adopting as rallying symbols the jerseys of our national sports teams in order to demand the immediate resignation of the Paul Biya regime and the opening of a complete popular transition, allowing the birth of a new Pan-African Federal Republic of Cameroon on the basis of the new constitution and new political institutions resulting therefrom. We call for the start of this mobilization through the territory and the Cameroonian diasporas until the defense and security forces, faced with the massive advantage of millions of Cameroonians over the prefectural government and security administrations, overwhelmed and invaded by the sovereign Cameroonian people, join the Cameroonian people to obtain the immediate end of the reign of Paul Biya and the opening of a civil-military transition period with a view to the new Pan-African Federal Republic of Cameroon, which will resolve not only the Anglophone question, but also the problems of the ideal form of the state, socio-economic justice, and the safeguarding of the African civilization of Cameroon for all our populations. Finally, we call on all conscious Africans who are faithful to the Pan-African ideology to support the struggle of the indomitable lions of the Pan-African Liberation of Cameroon, Lilipac, within the framework of the shared ideal of building African unity. Indomitable lionesses and lions of the Pan-African Liberation of Cameroon, let us unite, let us come together, let us liberate Cameroon. Africans, help us, support us, let us stand in solidarity against neocolonialism and imperialism. Angelized ancestors, Almighty God, bless Cameroon, bless Africa. Done on April the 10th of 2025, Dr. Nyamsi wa Cameroon wa Africa, servant of African freedom. Thank you for sharing this message everywhere.